Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to be reading David and His Ways Go to the Park, written by Heather McCarter. So this is a very special book, boys and girls. This is David and His Ways. This is a real life picture of David. So let's see what David does with his wheelchair. Okay, so David is a special boy with a special chair. It gets him where he wants to go and talks when no one's there. David wants to feed the ducks in the local park. Mum says she will take them as they always have a lark. Mummy pushes Charlie's chair and David enjoys the ride. They both feel safe and happy, but Mummy is by their side. Today is a little wet, but never mind the weather. They always have a good time as long as they are together. The ducks are very hungry and Mum throws down the bread. But all the pigeons get in the way and eat the bread instead. Then the ducks fill up their tummies and go off for a swim. They turn and quack a thank you and David waves at them. Then off Mum pushes around the lake to see the pretty swans. And in the field beside the park are deer and baby fawns. David puts his head back to see the lovely trees. He likes to see the sunlight and raindrops on the leaves. Okay, so that was David and His Ways Go to the Park. I have two main reasons for choosing this book in particular. Firstly, one of probably the main reasons for it is based off a real life child. I would put this at an age group of around 6 to 7, so year 1, primary 2. So David and His Ways teaches children a lot about inclusivity. It is a book that teaches children about disability and that there is children in the world that are going to use a wheelchair. And no doubt in my mind, these kids before have seen a child in a wheelchair and probably asked their mummy, why is there a child in a wheelchair? And this book explains perfectly why that can happen, and it is a great tool for parents, teachers, guardians alike to use to teach children about disability in the world around them, which is a very relevant topic as well. Teaching kids at a young age, they absorb information like a sponge. I like to call them sponges of knowledge. They're very quick to take in information from those who influence them, so teachers, parents, guardians, after school club, even older kids in their schools. And so teachers reading this to them gives them a really, really good opportunity to be like, this is what we see in our real world, children, and this is what you're going to see. And it brings into play the good questions to ask. So instead of a child sitting in a park and pointing at someone in a wheelchair, they're able to go to Mummy, I read a book about that and this is what I know. And it shows a really good diversity among children, and it will really set them up for future tasks and bringing them in different places where they will see a child or even adult in a wheelchair and they're able to say, wow, that person is just like you, or that person is just like me. Okay, so my second reason is all about the literacy behind the book. The reason I've chosen this book for an age range of about 6 to 7 is because at that age children are still kind of getting away from nursery rhymes, so like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and we're trying at that age to not mature them but bring them out of that toddler stage. And so I feel that this book is perfect for doing that. It has language that, yes, they'll not be able to physically read until a much older age, but they're able to understand the language that is being presented to them. And developing the literacy skills through word of mouth is very important. Developing their vocab is very, I think, extensive for a child. Kids these days, they learn everything on social media and they learn a lot through listening. And so a teacher sitting there reading in a book is very, very important. I think literacy at a young age, developing that vocabulary and developing their fine motor skills through use of speech is impeccable. This book has also rhyming in it, and the way it is written, almost like a poem, I think is really, really important and so useful. It brings them out of that nursery rhyme stage and kind of pushes them towards the mature reading per se. And so this book is perfect. And David on his wheels and going to the park, it's just the perfect aid for